Good evening to everyone. Welcome to this first episode of Reflections. This is the initiative of the Bar Library Club to record a slice of history. This High Court has a great tradition of seniors intermingling with juniors, and we have always had and still continue to have the valuable guidance of our seniors, and Reflections is an attempt to record and preserve some of such experiences which our seniors have had in the corridors of this court. Now, in the first tranche of Reflections, we have one of our senior-most members, Mr. Anindo Kumar Mitro, senior advocate and barrister. And we are very grateful today that we have in our midst Honorable Justice Arijit Banerjee as the chair. And the host of today's program is Mr. Somrat Sen, senior advocate and one of our beloved members. So, without further ado, may I hand over the microphone and the control of the proceedings to Mr. Somrat Sen to take it further from here.
It is an absolute honor to sit on the same table as Sir and be a part of this tete-a-tete. The Bar Library Club presents, ladies and gentlemen, the creme de la creme of the Calcutta Bar, one of the last of the Mohicans, a living legend, and if I may say so, my senior's senior, Mr. Anindo Kumar Mitro.
Granddaughter, grandson.
We have Mr. Mitro here to reflect on his life and times and 6 decades of the ebbs and flow of the Calcutta High Court in general and the Bar Library Club in particular. We also have with us Mr. Justice Arijit Banerjee. Mr. Justice Banerjee has worked with, worked against, attended conferences with, and on his perch on the bench, heard Mr. Mitro on numerous occasions. There is perhaps no better person than Mr. Justice Banerjee to say a few words about Mr. Mitro at the very threshold of the event.
Thank you, Mr. Sen. A very good evening to you all. It is such a pleasure and honor to be a part of this first episode of Reflections. I think this is a great idea. We will be able to know about the experience of our senior members. We will hear from them incidents and legal anecdotes of yesteryears, of the times when we were not only not members of this library, some of us here were not even born, perhaps. I joined this library in 1991, and since then, till I joined the bench, I've been regularly working with Mr. Anindo Kumar Mitro. Normally, my appointment times would be around 11 o'clock in the evening. But one good thing was that the others would have gone away by then, and he would treat me to things which I will not mention here, which people who have, some of us who have worked with him will know, very exotic things. What can I say? As Mr. Sen said, one of our doyens, and we have learned so much from him, his dedication, his devotion, his seriousness, and he has taught us how to, at least I have learned a little from him, how to approach a problem. And he's a delightful singer. If you haven't heard him, we all love you. We have great respect for you.
Thank you.
We wish you a very good health and a very long life. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Justice Banerjee.
you.
You will have to please grant me leave.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this period of over 60 years, there's possibly been no lawyer of any standing, no business magnate, no industrialist, no entrepreneur, no man in deep trouble who has not made the pilgrimage to 7B Mandevilla Gardens. So let's start at the very beginning, as they say, a very good place to start. So your early years, an aristocratic family on Muktaram Babu Street, the Mitros of Chorbagan, what we say in Bengali, a quintessential Bangla Bonedi Poribar. So please tell us a little about your early years.
Please let us reflect on the High Court and the Barnaby Club as they were when I joined the bar. It was really September 1959. I was sworn in as an advocate. Did you know that at that time, the advocates were given an oath. We had to take oath given by senior most puisne judge sitting singly. I remember in court number 8, I was sworn in by Justice P.B. Mukherjee. That was the beginning of my career in the High Court. Really from 90th, and that year we had 7 weeks holiday for Puja vacation. That's the last time, 7 weeks holiday. Next year it became 6 weeks. So really started from 1960. Now, what was the step to be taken by any lawyer intending to practice in the High Court? He has to first decide whether he will be pleader or an acting member. If he decides that he will be pleader, then Barnaby Club is the institution to take him in. The first step I had to take to apply for membership of Barnaby Club. And simultaneously, perhaps, I had to join the Chamber of Senior. That is normally done by the member concerned by watching the performance of different seniors in court. But in my case, I had no choice. Mr. R.C. Dev, Yasindra Chandra Dev, was my father's classmate, then living in his Esplanade mansion. He took me there. And I was introduced to Mr. R.C. Dev. And after 2-3 minutes after, Mr. Dev asked my father, "You to ja, to chele thak." My father left. The moment my father left, Mr. R.C. Dev was then a chain smoker. He used to have a tin of player number 3, a 50 tin. He offered me a cigarette. I was not a smoker really at that time. I was not a smoker. So he said, no, sir, I don't smoke. His retort was very, very amazing. He said, huh? You don't smoke? Then how can you be a barrister? So I thought that is to be a eligibility criteria for a barrister is to smoke, at least not to create smoke, that I thought should be the eligibility criteria. But to attain that eligibility, you must smoke also yourself. Then you have eligibility criteria of creating smoke. So I took a cigarette. And that's how I developed the habit of smoking. Within 6-7 months, Mr. Dev gave up smoking. And he started pinching cigarette from the juniors. Have you got a cigarette? Give it to me. He succeeded in giving up cigarette in his second attempt. Normally during the long vacation, puja vacation, he will go out and would not smoke. Then after coming back, you started. Didn't buy, but from the juniors and others used to take. That's how we began smoking, and that's how my senior gave up smoking. So this was the first how I started, and first thing as chamber junior, he told me, no, go around my library and get acquainted with the books so that you can pick up the book yourself. That I did. Second day he said, oh, you have come from England, you don't know Code of Civil Procedure and High Court rules. You read High Court rules and Civil Procedure. Now go on reading them, study them. I bought 2 bare acts. I read them. How long it takes reading? 2 days, 3 days. I read, then I came back, reported back to him, sir, I have read High Court rules and Civil Procedure Code. He was really amazed. You have studied, you have read CPC and High Court rules in 3 days. Amazing. Then, sir, what shall I do? Oh, pick up any brief. If you're lying in a heaps, take any one. So I found lot of briefs and papers, folded papers, but some of the briefs in a sort of book form. I thought that is very decent, neat. So I chose a book, papered book. And I made my notes, elaborate notes, and put it in the brief. That was a matter going on in court number 1, ultimately heard. His opponent was Subimal Siroy, Subrata Rai Chaudhary, the Tapas Banerjee, others, and Mr. Dev had his own team. I was not a member of the team, actually too young. Argument went on for several days, 2-3 days, before Justice S.C. Lahiri, Chief Justice, and Justice R.S. Bachwat. I found that my notes, the excellent points which I picked up, was not even being referred to by either Subimal Siroy or by R.C. Dev. I said, what is this? The main matter was over, the reported matter, Potable Rameshwar, point was a jurisdiction clause in a bill of lading, how court binding. Then I realized, I came down to earth, that I have just received a visa, a passport or visa, to visit an institution of law. And my learning would now on really start. That was the beginning of my career. So by the High Court Bardhavi Club is concerned, that was, this room was as it is. Next room is called library room and sign of silence. It is still there. And that non-members were not allowed to go in the room, not at all. They used to come here. And next room is a small room that was called House of Lords. And we had a junior bar upstairs, not exactly where it is now, but by the side of it. It was a bit smaller than what it is now, but more or less same. So we had a table there. My problem was to be a member to apply, so I needed a proposer. R.C. Dev, he was a committee member. He could not propose me accordingly. So I went to Gaudinath Mitra. He was a distant cousin of ours. They go, please endorse, propose me. I remember Govindra sitting there. Govindra proposed, and a handsome tall man was passing by, and Govindra asked, Manu, এটাকে proposed second করে দিন. That is Siddhartha Shankara seconded me. There's few chats, and that's the beginning of my entry into Bar Library Club. Barleby Club at that time certainly was different. Basically same. You know, past is always glorified. When I joined the bar, and we were all told, the past was much better. Mr. P.N. Sen used to sit there where S.N. Mukherjee is sitting. He was very senior and a very orthodox member. At that time, Dada culture has just started in 1960s. Dada culture means addressing seniors as Dada, not by surname or by Sahib. Mr. P.N. Sen was a conservative old barrister. He was totally against it. But what is it? I don't know. What you are doing? Did we call Langford James Langford Da? You totally. But then this culture started. In the High Court, court number 8 was normally interlocutory court. All seniors, including my seniors, had told me that you must attend the interlocutory court. That is the court from which you learn at this stage. So we used to attend interlocutory court as one interlocutory judge and taking only interlocutory matters, nothing else, including arbitration. Normally it was in court number 8 or court number 12, interlocutory court. And there's another big courtroom, company court. Company court and interlocutory court shared between them either court number 8 or 12. Company court was a very busy court, very busy court. At that time, everything winding up, etc. there. So, some of our members could afford to specialize in company law. Enough work was there. Ranadip Chaudhary was then practicing, and he was recognized as India's #1 company lawyer. He used to travel all around India, Bombay and etc. Ranadip Chaudhary. Then the sovereign, the Koilu Sen. And Koiluda had 2 illustrious juniors in his chamber. One of them was Jolu Mukherjee is better known, Satyabrata Mukherjee. And another one was Rotindra Chandra Nag. Rotindra Chandra Nag was a very studious company lawyer. One unusual thing about him that nobody called him Rotinda, never. Always Nag Sahib. Joluda was more pally. There are some lawyers amongst us who were known by the nicknames, and the formal names are not really remembered. Joluda was in chamber of Koilu Sen. He was also a company expert. His official name nobody will remember. For another name, for example, Mintu, P.C. Sen. He was known as Mintu, and Mintu Sen is the name. That shows our closeness of the Barleby Club, the feeling of palliness, the friendliness. We knew each other very well, and there's a friendly atmosphere, helping each other. I remember when I got my first maiden brief, what is called really a formal brief, it was on a matter called pro interesse suo. I didn't know what is pro interesse suo. So I went to this table. That table was then a table for chats, adda table. Nobody used to occupy the chair, but during the lunch time, Jiten Rai, Somnath Chatterjee, Deepak Sen, etc. I used to have their lunch there. But the other time it's open. So I went to that chamber, asked Jiten Rai most probably, what is this bro? In Teresi Shuo, tomorrow my matter is coming up. The poor P.B. Mukherjee, what shall I say? I tried, couldn't find the expression pro in Teresi Shuo in the Mullah's one volume, Quotas Literature, which is heavy, very heavy. Have you heard the expression handle murder? We were taught to handle murder page. What is handle murder? You know, in those days the cars, most of the cars, old cars, was to be started with handle. You handle, then start engine starts. So you have to look up the index and find out what is the pro in Teresi Shuo. There was no help there. Excepting, Jitendra told me, excepting car on receiver. But seniors were very accommodative, kind. They gave me reference of two judgments, 41 CLJ and others, that here you find what is pro in Teresi Shuo. Now we all know protection of your own interest, you automatically go. So I came, that's how I read those judgments, got myself ready, pro in Teresi Shuo, expecting the judge will ask me question and I'll be scoring one thing. Lo and behold, the main brief was Ajit Sen. He argued the matter. And judge only asked me whom you are appealing for. I mean, I'm not a party, pro in Teresi Shuo. That's all. I was therefore neglected totally. It's a complimentary brief, nothing to do. So that's how we started my career in the Bar Library Club, in the High Court. But High Court has different structure at that time. Let us take interlocutory court. Interlocutory court will start with chamber applications on 3 days in a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On those days, the judge would not wear any robe or gown. He will come down from the rostrum and sit on the table where the assistant registrars sit. You'll sit in the middle of them. And the counsel were not required to wear gowns. We did not wear gowns while addressing chamber practice. Two of the judges, I remember Ajit Nath Rai, he used to come down on the seat on the register table in a mufti. That means just like jacket like wearing and no, not even black coat, no band even. So that's how chamber starts. There are three kinds of chamber applications. One, the first was pure attorney's chamber. That is, on both sides, attorneys are appearing. That was a precedence. After that is over, then we had mixed chamber. Mixed chamber means on one side, attorney appearing, on another side, advocate is appearing. And the last, after this item over, the last category of chamber was pure counsel's chamber, when on both sides counsel appearing. There, judge is to certify the matter, certified for one counsel or two counsel. You see the chamber application, they are not listed. Then how would we manage? No problem. We used to simply go by seniority. According to seniority, matters were taken up and we moved the application thereafter. This is the thing, it never listed. No listing of chamber application, never. But that's where the juniors get their foothold. Small applications, the extension of time to file statement, application for particulars. You don't have particulars application nowadays, do you have? Particulars means You ask for particulars of the plaint. Suppose, give an example, a plaint is stated on such and such date, plaintiff and defendant enter into an agreement. That's all. Particulars would be, was that agreement oral or in writing? If oral, between whom? If writing, give inspection. So this is to tie down. And the particulars which you ask for, and if answer is given, those particulars become part of the plaint. Part of the plaint. This I'll give an example how we started our practicing here. This is really our beginning. Bread and butter, no, Samrat, From the beginning, we were told by all the seniors that for 5 years, you don't expect much. You have to leave your father's hotel. Then he said, never run after money, let money run after you. That is a very, very valuable advice given to a professional lawyer. And that's the difference between a lawyer and a trader. Don't run money, money will run after you. So, we all came ready with the 5 years waiting period and all that. Some people were lucky, I was also perhaps, to pick up practice before 5 years, before 3 years, maybe 2 years. 2 persons, I'm told, picked up their practice in shortest period were Mr. Ashok Sen and Mr. Somnath Chatterjee. They picked up practice and became independent practitioners after 1.5 years, 1 year and 6 months. They were described as complete lawyer. You know what is complete lawyer? A lawyer who knows the law and is a good lawyer and as good a pleader also. You can plead. Anyway, this was the chamber application, how it starts. There's another thing we had in those days, in chamber matters, chapter 13 applications you have even now. Sometimes judges say very well, I understand defense, very weak defense, but let him have a breathing time, Mr. Counsel, don't bother. I'm putting it below the line. Putting this matter below the line. You know what is below the line? On every Friday and Monday also, but Friday there used to be undefended suits, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the interlocutory court. After list of undefended suits, a line was drawn, and this matter will appear just below the line. And that matter will take it up definitely on that day, no adjournment. So, if the matter is your chapter 13 application is adjourned for 2 weeks or so, you are not really prejudiced in that sense. We used to move court applications after chambers are over, judge used to go back and he will come back fully robed and sit in the dais. We start with mentioning first. There are also again the same priorities. Solicitors mentioning first, then mixed mentioning, and then last pure counsel mentioning. All going according to seniority. After mentioning is over, then presentation of plaint. Nothing is listed. And that was the opening for the juniors. We would present the plaint and ask for leave under clause 12. So judge will ask few questions. And in those judges were very encouraging the juniors. You'd ask questions so that you know why is the cause of action arose, give me the paragraphs and things like that. presentation of plaint is over, leave granted, then whatever matter is, then move the what you call court applications. No botheration about caveats on those days, so much nothing. We across the counter, we move the court applications. Sometime ex parte and sometime on notice, mostly ex parte. Judge will pass an ad interim order or refuse ad interim order. But no reasons are normally given. No reasons. Ad interim order in terms of prayer A or prayer B. That's all. Returnable next Monday. And Monday matter will come. Either on that day we fight and vacate the interim order or modify it, or usual direction was Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Friday. Am I clear? Have you followed? That's the only thing said. Wednesday, Friday, Monday. What does it mean? Wednesday have in opposition, Friday reply, and Monday it will list it. And it will be taken up. So now we all fight as if the client will be in deathbed if at the court application stage. Because you know, unfortunately, that if an ad interim order is passed, God alone knows when the application will come up for final hearing and be disposed of. That was not the problem in those days. So at the court application stage, we did not fight so desperately as we have to do now. We knew very well, the interim order is there, it will be 2 weeks, 3 weeks maximum. The matter will be disposed of. That is why application of disposal, court application, no reasons were given, order was given, ultimately at their motion. The court was not bound to give reasons, particularly original side. Some judges used to give reason when it was felt the matter will go up in appeal. Some judges even did not do so. I remember a matter I was doing against Jolu Mukherjee in the court of Justice Ajay Basu. Joluda, as usual, got the order in his favor. It was contested matter. He realized, he knew the matter will go up in appeal. So he asked, requested Justice Ajay Basu, sir, my lord, can you give some few lines, some reasons for the order? Why? I think on the other side is likely to go up in appeal. They ask for stay, are going to appeal. Oh, they go into court of appeal. Then why should I give reasons? Appeal court will give reasons. And it was not given. That's exactly happened. Or the pastor never gives even. Joluda was my opponent that time. So that's we went on. That was the atmosphere in court. All judge motions used to be called and disposed of. No problem about that. In fact, some judges, Ajay Nazra, I remember, he was sitting in court number 12 then. He was taking or interlocutory court. He will finish up the interlocutory matters by lunch and used to dispose of a very heavy matter, Turner Morrison matter, from 2 to 4. He finished up the suit also, taking at 2 p.m. and 2 to 4. All the interlocutory matters were disposed of before that. Another incident, if it interests you, there is an accumulation of chamber applications. Do you know how it was done? Chamber applications could be adjourned by consent without approaching the court for a period of up to a period of 6 months. Up to a period of 6 months. And the fiat of the chamber applications, do you know who is to sign that? Recording consent by the parties that this matter is adjourned, place for 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. The court clerk will sign Mukherjee Bishar or Charu Chandra Bose, whatever it may be. That was enough. That was the reliability, confidence we had in each other. The court clerk has signed, that is binding. And perhaps you don't believe me if I tell you, sometimes the court clerk of another solicitor firm will sign Mukadimi Shazanati, accepted. So up to 6 months, you can take adjournment without mentioning to the judge. But after 6 months, you have to take adjournment of chamber applications by mentioning. Justice Ajit Rai was brought back to interrogatory court. There are accumulations of chamber applications. In court number 12, he sat continuously for 2 days, taking only chamber applications, and said, I shall finish the chamber application first, then I'll take up adjournment motions. In 2 days, from 10:30 to 4, chamber application, and only he finished them all in 2 days or 2.5 days, then came back. That was just, there's a speed. Justice was not delayed. Yes. Original site, commercial site, was known for interlocutory orders, quick disposals. Suit used to take time, very good, but interlocutory matters used to be disposed of very quickly, speedily and correctly, more or less correctly, not many appeals. There are interlocutory court, there is a company law court, original site practitioners, two very important courts. Then there are one appeal court, wholly for the original site, and Chief Justice in court number 1 used to take appeals from original site on Thursdays and Fridays. So we had 1.5 appeal courts for the original site. We had 4 suit courts, partition administration, including probate. That was the court of Justice P.C. Mollik. Baba, Budheshwar Baba. And he was permanently presiding over partition administration and probate matters. There's another, next court was for commercial suits. In those days, you have to, when you draft a plan, you have to, attorney normally, it is mark at the heading of the plan, commercial suit. No, not commercial purpose, commercial suit, that's all, commercial suit, not commercial purpose. In the High Court rules, even now we find there is a definition of what is commercial suit. The High Court rules, there is a definition. It's not so wide as it is now, it was much narrower. Anyway, commercial suits. Then another court for taking suits called liquidated claim. Heading, suit will be, plaintiff will be heading of liquidated claim, liquidated suit and claims. And the 4th court number 4 was taking other suits. Suits were marked other suits. So there are 4 suit courts functioning together and disposing of suits. How? Not the district court tradition practice. Suit, if it's taken up, it will be taken up day to day until it is finished. You open your case, plaintiff open the case, defendant give the issues, submit the issue, court settle the issue, call your witness. Exam chief is over, you have to start cross-examination then and there. And when the evidence of both sides was over, the side which called the oral evidence last, he used to start arguing then and there. No question of saying, this evidence is over, let me study and do it. No, then and there starting. And it will go on till end. Result was suits were disposed of much more quickly and much shorter time. There is no question of recapitulation day to the hearing. Original side, High Court was known for its speedy disposals of commercial matters and in particular in the matter of granting of interim reliefs. Interim reliefs in very important in some matters, in most matters really. About 2,000 suits were being filed when I joined per year. 2,000 suits. Judges used to say, Ajit used to say, if we get a regular 500 suits, that will keep the entire audience at bar occupied. Because one suit begets so many interlocutory proceedings, etc. So there is no dearth of work at that time for those who wanted to work. And I still believe those who want to work, they'll never be short of work, even now. Constitutional bench was not so developed at that time. There used to be one a judge taking constitutional matters. We maybe will take the constitutional court applications, and after that, from the listed motions, you will dispose of. Constitutional matters really increase in volume after international airport, when these government companies became vulnerable to Article 226. Anyway, that was the position, that was how we started the High Court, how our High Court was at that time. Our seniors used to say that High Court in their junior days was even better. But we are happy with the High Court. Progress is all right. Progress was, we are happy to wait for several years. Somebody was lucky to get it in 2 years. Somebody was lucky to get it 3 years, matter on. But those who wanted to work, got to work. This is how our court functioned in that days. And you naturally make some comparative statement. I'm not saying today words are bad. You are having what is perhaps opposite for the present atmosphere in other spheres, namely in commerce, trade, industry, etc. I don't know. But I was happier in those days.
Sir, when I joined the chambers of Mr. Pratap Chatterjee, Mr. Somnath Chatterjee's Man Friday, Ananda was still there. And Ananda would enthrall us with stories of how his Sahib's chamber juniors not only worked very hard, but they lived life to the lees. So you have told us about one of your Dronacharyas.
One of the?
One of your Dronacharyas, R.C. Dev. You had another Dronacharya.
Achha. Don't
So-
make me Ekolabbo. I don't like to lose my thumb.
So please tell us a bit about your times in the chambers of Mr.
I
Somnath
joined the
Chatterjee, your
chamber of-
chambermates.
Correct. R.C. Dev's chamber I joined. After a year and a half, he told me that you are not getting enough practice of drafting, because he was very senior at that time. Remember, that's all he told me, nothing else. I was sitting in the junior cable. Somnath Chatterjee's clerk was a member of Charuchandra Bose family. He was a character. He was a character. Details of a character should be discussed in a room, not in open like this. Anyway, he came during my lunch and recess with a note. I still remember the language. My dear Anindo, Jyotinda has told me about you. You are most welcome to my chamber, Somnath. Yes. And that's, I went with a sheet to Mr. R.C. Dev. What is this? But I asked Somnath to take you in, because you must get drafting practice and other practice. So I said, when should I join his chamber? Well, today is Monday, Somnath, Sombar, you join from today. So I went in that same. When I joined the chamber of Somnath Chatterjee, Vasantara Road, there were already 3 juniors. Manjula Bose, Khukiti, who became a judge later on, then Lily Mukherjee, Urmi Bala Mukherjee, wife of Satyabrat Mukherjee, and mother of Mukherjee, Jyotish Ghosh. I became the 4th one to join. Another person used to come very often. He was quite senior, but he junior to Somnath Das, Sanjeev Datta. He was a very competent lawyer, as the Somnath Chatterjee thought to be so. But excellent person. In a chamber you had all kinds of discussions, etc. The fight was between Jyotish Ghosh and Sanjeev Datta, not on law, but who knows English better. That was the fight. Sanjeev Datta I didn't know before him. I was sitting in the chamber of Somnath Chatterjee on a Sunday night, evening rather. I found a very handsome person with a ruffled hair came back. So I have to say in Bengali, excellent. Ki Somnath, bosbe naki? Somnath, what matter, what matter? Oi, Fowler Company has sent me a brief to draw a plaint. I found it is written that you will settle the plaint. So I thought, why should I draw the plaint? I come here to you, now you dictate the plaint, it will be over. Somnath really overawed by his junior. Yes, I dictate you. That was the relation between senior and junior. Ki Somnath, bosbe naki. Keep again. Then I asked, who is he? He had a commanding position, then Sanjeev Datta. He was an advocate. His father was a barrister, member of Allahabad Club also. Recently, I understand some blackballing had taken place. No? First blackballing I know of was in respect of Sanjeev Datta in Allahabad Club. But blackballing was done in a foolish manner. 1 black ball, negative 3 white balls. But if everybody goes and votes, then maybe 25, 30 black balls will not affect. So Sanjeev Datta was elected. Oh, that reminds me that temporary membership, within 1 year, you used to normally apply for permanent membership. Shanti Banerjee, he was the person who used to take us around in one cigarette packet and lozenges. At that time smoking was fully allowed and heavily indulging in smoking, everybody, including me, had become addict to smokes, thanks to my senior. Now, he used to take us around and then voting is go on. After that, we used to have to give a refreshers party. That is, there's an accumulation of 3, 4 permanent members. Then they jointly would throw a party and invite the seniors and some members of the bar to an evening dinner. And that used to be normally held at somebody's house, some member's house. We invited our seniors, I invited seniors asked me what you are going to offer. I mean, hat number 69. How much, what's the price you paid? 45 rupees per bottle. What a shocking thing. We have paid 45 rupees per bottle. We paid 22 rupees per bottle. So that was how it went on in those days. And Baladevi, another party used to be there, what is called breakup social, before the puja vacation. All Baladevi parties in those days were where you put your hairs down and followed by music, songs. Normally Sachin Burman, Bachupal was a good singer with harmonium, and Ohin Chaudhary, he was a good tabla player. And after some time, after they sang for some time, Podos Mullik will take over. And he will start singing Rabindra Sangeet. Typical songs were Pagla Hawa, Mega Mountain, and you all join in a chorus. Shure, Beshure. But enjoyable. And the success, yardstick of success of a party was how many persons had passed out. We are not so health conscious in those days. We used to work hard. Friday evening we start late, and we used to extend our Friday evening into the wee hours of Saturday. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Extend Friday evening as much as you can. That was our relaxation. And health was not so much of utmost importance. We thought it all right, good. But I think that I find the next generation is properly and rightly more health conscious. That's good. I appreciate that.
So over the years, you would have led or appeared with or appeared against some of the biggest names of the Calcutta High Court. So who are these stalwarts who, in your mind, were amongst the finest that you have seen? If they were against you, you would have had to go that extra mile, that extra length, who stay back in your memories as real legends, stalwarts.
And Samrat, first criteria would be which court will be appearing before. I have heard within the conference, oh, this matter is coming, which court? Justice Bacha's court. Oh, Bacha's court. Then have to be more ready. Number one criteria. Number two, naturally, who his opponent is. Now, at what stage of my life you are talking about? After a completion of 30 years, 40 years, or in the beginning?
No, sir. At the stage when you were, as you have put it, a complete lawyer.
If you think of a lawyer,
talking about the stalwarts at the height of their prowess.
Half level, Ashok Sen. He practicing in Delhi, but used to come to Calcutta more often. Very often. But he is a complete lawyer, as I told you before. But he had some drawbacks. I remember Justice Gopin Mittal, he was an arbitrator, we were doing an arbitration matter. He told us, well, Ashok jodi beshi brief na nito, o statue thakto Supreme Court corridor. Palkiwala and others, they used to take 1 brief, 2 brief and consented. He would take number of briefs, never no. He was a lawyer par excellence. Excellence. And good pleader also. But the difficulty was, others' ethical standard was slightly different. I tell you one thing, one incident personally. We had a matter before, a court application to be moved before Justice Hajari. At Ashokan Judge arrived, I was to move 10 minutes before. Attorney said, I have give you senior, Mr. Ashokan lead you. I said, very good. Also, I'm sad, I have briefed. Yes. Well, let's go to the courtroom and we'll get ready. He stood up and said, My Lord, I am in the petitioner, but I think allow Mr. Mehta to argue. He has gone to the matter. So we argued, Ashok Sen by my side, no problem, getting interim orders, we got it. I got it. Then the matter came on returnable date. And I found Ashok Sen was opposing me. So I said that you are opposing me. No, nonchalant. Oh, yes. Affidavit direction, court affidavit direction, did not break it fortunately. Affidavit directions, affidavit opposition by such and such. Then judge asked me, how long will you take to file affidavit reply? My lord, it depends on how soon my opponent will settle the affidavit reply. That was his drawback. Others, many incidents I tell you, but as a lawyer, you have to regard him, and on his obituary, all the senior advocates of Supreme Court, Suri Sarabji and others, spoke so highly of him that if we were short of unable to find out a clue, legal, whatever law, we will go to Ashok Sen. He was a tremendous lawyer, but as Justice Gopinath said very rightly, he took too many briefs and different matters. Somnath Chatterjee was another complete lawyer, but he gave up practice. He switched over to politics. Then I have seen him commanding respect in Supreme Court very much, but he gave up practice very early. When he gave up practice. When I joined the bar, do you know who were there? Advocate General was Sir S.M. Bose. Senior Standing Counsel was Anil Chandra Mitter. Anil Mitter. Junior Standing Counsel, Mr. Bonamali Das. That was the status of the council. Can you imagine that? Sir S.M. Bose, Anil Mitter, Bonamali Das. Bonamali Das became Advocate General, and Sir S.M. Bose was Advocate General for eternity, really. So standard was fairly high, and then practicing next to them, S.M. Bose was standard on his own. He was commanding 100 GMs fees in those days, only he. Next was Sachin Chaudhary. He was asking 90 GMs. As etiquette demanded that nobody should charge more fees than Advocate General. That was in Delhi also. Nobody charged more fees than Chetwal Bhatt, Attorney General. So, and then the next ladder of lawyers. What is the next ladder? Subimal Roy, Rosin Dev, Ellis Meyer, Bonamali Das, Mr. Bonamali Das, and Niren De. See, the galaxy of lawyers of high standard in those days. Galaxy of lawyers. Then after them, second ladder of lawyers was Gaurinath Mitter, Subroto Raychaudhuri, Omyo Kumar. Next, below them were Shankar Ghosh, Somnath Chatterjee, Bholanath Sen. Dipankar Gupta, that immediately below them. Gautam Chakraborty, Dipankar Gupta. So we can understand, you say about whom shall I be most enamored? All of them, they were competent and what kind of, in those days, nobody would utter the words off the records or contrary to records. Subhrajit Mukherjee, taking interlocutory matters, he was just to dribble like this. Point, and then when the petitioner argument is over, then ask the respondent, first thing, what do you say to this point? Not all the points, some, yes. And deliver order. How many? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour maximum? We once asked, I personally asked Shobhajit party, Sir, you don't note down, you don't open the brief. In my matter, you don't open the brief. And you deliver judgment. How do you do that? Say, well, they know that if the court wants to have gone off the record, you will have no entry in my courtroom. So all of them, they keep to the records and on the basis of records. That was a standard in those days, that nobody go off the records, and you have to come ready to court, and my seniors, everybody, not only the judgment on which would be relying, but also on the judgment other side might cite. That is correct.
Sir,
Huh? We had delightful times also, otherwise. Bolba এখন, এটা বলবো নাকি?
sir,
কি রে? হ্যাঁ, জল দে। তা 5:30 বেজে গেল।
so over the years you have appeared before
He did,
diverse judges. Over the years you have appeared before diverse judges. There must have been some judges before whom you enjoyed appearing,
Yes.
before whom it was a pleasure to appear. It could be an amalgamation of many reasons. Their erudition, their cordiality, the warmth in their courtroom. Who are some of these judges before whom you enjoyed appearing?
I would love to appear, almost all of them was quite a pleasure to argue before any of them, most of them really. Barring few, maybe one or two, For the first time, a new motion got part heard in the Court of Justice, Solil Hazra. That created a laughter in the Bar Levy Club. Imagine those new motion part heard. That was standard days in those days. New motion part heard, first time. So it was really enjoyable. And I tell you, when I was junior, the judges in those days were really encouraging juniors. Ajitnath Rai definitely doing so. All other judges are very accommodative to a junior. Accommodative is not adjournment. They'll feed you a point, give a hint of a point, things like that. That used to do. That, what do you say about Abu said? That was it. And doing a suit against Kukiti, then after evidence over, said, now I find 50-50. Of defendant and plaintiff's case 50-50. What should be my verdict? I told him, they said, then plaintiff should fail. Plaintiff should fail. Yes. Yes. That is how he used to test us. And he advised us specifically, whenever you do a suit, you must also follow it. You must carry Civil Procedure Code and Evidence Act. Must carry them when you're doing a suit. You don't know whichever you need.
So there are so many young lawyers here who are trying to make a mark. So what would you advise them? How should they proceed, go about?
This is not a profession for academic brilliance. Don't think so. It's a profession for hard worker. A profession for those professionals who are willing to work hard. At the junior stage, we have made, and they will also have to make, lot of sacrifice in the social sphere. You won't be out of touch with your friends, maybe for some time, relations, etc. But 5 years, 6 years, have to be like that. There is a saying in the Bar Levy Club, we used to say, up to 10 years, we read both the brief and the law. After 20 years, we read only law and not the briefs. That's jokingly. Then after 30, 40 years, we did nothing. Just appear and go on saying. But that was more a joke, not reality really, more a joke. I've seen S.M. Bose arguing. I never heard Mr. S.M. Bose arguing for more than half an hour. You believe it? So should we call it a day?
Sir, I have one last question because of the significance of the day. And this is from a,
Don't make it part
no, from a very personal point of view. Sir, in your position as Dronacharya, you have also mentored and nurtured one of the most skilled archers of the Calcutta High Court. So on this day, 6 years ago, he passed away. Even today, he is the champion, the guru, the hero of most of us. Not a day passes that we don't think of him and we don't talk about him. So I would, if you would kindly tell us a few words about Mr. Pratap Chatterjee, the time that he spent in your chamber,
I tell
your
you the background.
memories about him.
I tell you the background which I have never disclosed in the public. Somnathda told me, Pratap is now in his third year of Cambridge and bar. He will be coming within 1 year or so. He told me, Nima, that you must now shift to South Calcutta. So why? You, Mr. Somnathda, you have gone from Alipur to Thontone, rather than Moldu, every day. And now we're saying so. But now traffic has changed. You right. That was the attitude. When Pratap Chatterjee, one evening, one afternoon, Bodhi, Soma's wife, came with Pratap in Baliganj. And she said, here I brought him, I am handing him over to you. She came personally. Somnathda rang me up and saying, he used to call me a nickname. Anyway, but I wanted to go, but I couldn't. I'm totally tied up. I don't know what you're talking about. You come and go. But you take my son. That was the beginning of Somnath Chatterjee's son coming to my chamber. And he had not gone to any other chamber. He was my second son, really. He was second to my son. He would have been brilliant, but for this ill health ruined him. Ill health. He would have gone to the top, and top, all India level top. Bad health. Anyway.
Thank you so much, sir. It has been an honor to sit with you and to hear from you. May I request Mr. Chaudhary to please take over.
Thank you, everyone. A short vote of thanks. First and foremost, a big thank you to Mr. Anindya Kumar Mitra for sparing his time and sharing his experience today with all of us.
It was my pleasure to address all members of the Baladevi Club, really family. Please keep the family feeling alive. If one member is in distress, other members come to his aid. There I can tell you a lot of stories how we have helped each other. There's no time is limit. But don't thank me for I've said something to you as member of Baladevi Club, or if I do something for Baladevi Club. It is my duty, my pleasure, not yours.
Hope we can keep the same spirit continuing. And a big thank you to Justice Orijit Banerjee, who in spite of his busy schedule had taken out time and had come and joined us, of course only for a few minutes. A big thank you to Mr. Shomrat Sen for being such a good host today. Thank you to all of you for being present here, notwithstanding being a Friday evening and notwithstanding we had an early rising of court at 3:30 today. A word of thank you to my team who have given all their heart out to ensure that Reflections is started with its right spirit, and hopefully we shall be able to carry on with the tradition that has got an auspicious beginning today.
May I now thank the team, Mr. Saburaji says, to come up with this idea. And this is really a development, good development in the history of Barlavi, in the evolution of Barlavi Club. We didn't have anything of this sort. I thank him very much, and please keep it up. And if I may humbly suggest, think of holding moot courts, where juniors will argue, some senior or maybe real judge will be the judge.
We shall definitely come up with something as per your suggestion, sir. And just for your information, before we part, that the second installment or second episode of Reflections will be on 25th of April, when we shall have another of our senior most member, Mr. Jayanta Kumar Mitro, over here. So, on that note, a big thank you, and until we see again, see you soon.